Between episodes, I've been working a little bit on preparing for transferring some villagers over. I've got a carrot farm set up down here where I'll be transporting some villagers shortly. Been working on it, building it a little bit, and hopefully it'll function fairly well. But that should mean that we'll have two villagers down here. One of them will be harvesting the crops, and the other will be, well, the farmer, once they have enough carrots, they'll gift them to the other villager. And then they should think that they have access to these beds, and they should try to create another villager. When that baby villager is created, they will wander around. They might want to jump on beds, because that's the thing that baby villagers do. And then when it wants to jump over the beds, it's one block tall, so it'll fit in through here and just fall down here, where it will be swept away. And down here, there will be a waiting area of villagers. They're far enough from the bed that they shouldn't take up those bed counts, and more villagers should appear. And then I kind of can do whatever with them. I'm thinking this whole setup will be relatively temporary. Not planning on doing it for a long term. Some temporary bed things. I think it'd be fun to do something else for a sort of a proper villager setup, but that idea will require me to get a baby gas, and I don't have that yet. But today, hopefully, since the sun's rising, we're gonna go try to grab some villagers real quick. So let's hope this process goes well. This is the village where we're going to be taking some of the villagers from. Once I locate them, I don't see any villagers right now. It'd be very... Oh, there they are, over there. This field of carrots right here. From what I can tell, there's a farmer over there, but these two fields are not being attended to. Which isn't necessarily the best. Okay, we have Fletcher and a farmer. Don't want to steal these two if they're the only ones. I kind of want to make sure this is a population size of like 5. That's my hope. That's my goal. I've decided to, at least at first, try to light up the village. You'll see I'm using Tweakeroo to see the light level of the village, just to try to modify the, just note where enemies can spawn. But you'll notice the Iron Golem is able to kind of help me take care of the phantoms that are now spawning. So, yeah, don't mind me hiding behind this bodyguard. And a quick review of the structures kind of makes me think part of the reasons we're not getting any more villagers here is there's not enough beds for the villagers to see the potential of having enough spaces to actually make more, villages. Now, these little booths up here, I think, are too far away from the rest of the village for any of the actual villagers to come up here and utilize them. So I think I'm going to harvest the wool and make some extra beds for the villagers. That way, hopefully tomorrow we'll have some new babies. It looks like we have our first baby villager. I think I want to wait until this village has a population size of 5 before I steal away their kids. Though it is a little unfortunate that I do plan on taking away their kids, which is naturally everybody's parents' worst nightmare. While exploring the caves, since it's nighttime and we won't get another villager till the day, I've stumbled upon what appears to be I'm guessing a zombie... Yeah, a zombie dungeon spawner. With this baby villager, I think we have all the villagers we need for me to feel comfortable to start taking villagers from this village. However, I think the journey is going to require me to take one villager at a time. I do not expect this process to be easy, because the house is at a Y level of 103. This village is at a Y level of 90 or 91. And you can't, to my knowledge, you can't put villagers on a lead. Yeah. There is no leading a villager. So I can potentially, I'm going to attempt this potentially, is lead a villager on a boat. But, we'll see if this works. If this works, it'll be a lot easier. Fantastic. Alright, let's get going. Hope this works. Come on, come on. Oh, that was a jump. Alright, this is a lot easier than the last time I had to transport villagers. Alright, the lead broke, but... Okay, let's try it this way. Okay. Just gonna say it. Leading boats is a game changer in Minecraft. Especially in the world of villager transportation. This did not take much trouble. We've got our villager here ready to go into the hole. We're going to block this in so that they can't go. And since it's nighttime, they should pathfind to those beds down below. Alright, and I'm sorry. I hope he didn't take too much damage. Okay. For the moment, we're going to block this off as well. Alright, I think this is the baby growing up. We're going to... Oh, they're going to be our second victim of kidnapping. We'll get them, and then I might return later to just help this village fill out more once we have our villager breeder by our own local base started. Alright, with that we have our farmers down here. We're going to wait a little bit to see them start planting stuff. I'm going to, for the moment, put them the last bed here. And I think I'm going to patch up this, put a lantern right here. Hopefully this and the lantern will keep the farmers, or whoever ends up being the real farmer. Hopefully it'll keep them from jumping and breaking the farmland around here. Then we'll just keep a monitor on how this breeding station sort of works out. Alright. That's a lot of carrots going around and a lot of black hearts. Did I do something wrong? I feel like... Yeah, I feel like if these villagers do not produce a baby by the end of the day, I've probably set up something over here wrong. Either the beds are set up wrong, maybe this is too far apart. I don't know, something might be off. They're at least unemployed now, so that seems to reflect reality. Sorry about taking your employment away. And the farm's almost entirely filled out, so that's going well, but the fact that we don't have any babies yet, I'm gonna wait till the end of the day to figure out if this is working, but then if it's not, I'm gonna turn to YouTube and see if I can find a tutorial that'll help me figure out what I did wrong. Okay, looking at the thumbnails of several YouTube videos, such as Rayworks, Shulkercraft, I'm not claiming I'm going to be copying any of them. Actually, I'm going to try to fix this without copying them, but it seems there could be two potential issues going on, just based off the thumbnails. One could be that maybe these 2 blocks, I should only have 1 block. I know several of them seem to only be 1 block across the other, and I think this is probably the most likely, honestly. I'm using half slabs here. I should probably be using some trapdoors, because trapdoors, I don't think... They might not be able to tell. I don't know. They might treat trapdoors differently. These might be seen like as too real of a block, whereas this might be about right. So unfortunately nighttime, so they'll come running here very quickly, but I'm gonna do this real quick. Okay, let's see, does this... Okay, see, they're now pathfinding to the bed. If that's the case, then that was probably my issue. Yeah, because they weren't pathfinding to the bed. Like, it's nighttime. They should... If they're not seeing the beds, then they wouldn't be creating a baby. That's why they keep failing. I'm gonna change out these other 2. And hopefully shortly we'll have our first baby for this local area. I wonder if that was my only issue. I kind of hope that's my only issue. It seems like that might be the issue, so... Yeah! Let's go finish up this fix, and I'll see you again when we have a baby. Stop looking at me. Oh, wait! Alright! Sorry. We have our first... There we go, they're attracted to the bed and they fall down. Alright, it looks like it's working. I'm gonna slip past you. First baby, I am sorry, my little fellow. There is literally... This is not an appropriate place to put a child, but... Welcome. Alright, I have started the very first steps of making a new iron farm, according to a design by Basic Redstone. I will try to remember to include their, a link to their video down in the description. I've never made this design before, so we're going to see how it goes. I hope this cave right next to here doesn't cause any problems. But let's see. I'm going to follow this tutorial and I'll come back when I'm done. Alright, I have the villagers in the correct place. Current hope is to get a zombie that can pick up items. Now, the tutorial that Basic Redstone has requires me to have a name tag. Now, I do have some name tags, but I don't think I have enough iron at the moment to make an anvil to name that name tag. So I need a zombie, and I think, if I recall Minecraft mechanics correctly, if they are carrying an item, they should not despawn. Now, during the transporting the villagers over there, I seem to have some villagers who are not put away, which is... They might die. I hope they don't, but... I can't protect them if they do. Just get targeted. So, there's that. There it is. Alright. Well... That's potentially undesirable. does look like this is going to be a problem. I'll have to fill it in. Okay, I have now got some iron armor. I'll show you the iron farm in a second. I've also relocated some of my villagers. Here, let me show you a clip of that real quick. Alright. Come on up. Okay. And here... Let's go this way real quick. Alright, let's shift this way. And... here you go. And now with this out of the way, we're waiting for the sun to come up. We're kind of, looks like we're about at the middle of the night, but we'll get the sun coming up. I've added Hoffin's armor resource pack, minimal armor resource pack. I think you could have seen this on some of like the, I think the Life series by some of the hermits uses this resource pack. I've added it just because now you can actually see some of my armor or some of my skin, and I don't really want to hide my skin at this point. So got a new resource pack. I'm not sure how long I'll keep it active, if I will, but I think this is going well. And here, over here, you can see the iron farm going. So I did have to fill in some caves around here. I think I filled them all in at this point, and you can see it's been running for a while, and we've got quite a bit of iron. I think at some point I'll be relocating this iron farm along with the villager breeder down below into some sort of more long-term villager trading hall, villager exploitation area. So that'll happen. I think I'll be up in the sky somewhere, which means I probably need to get going to the nether sooner than I was expecting. Not for any achievements. I mean, there's a lot of achievements in the nether, but this is honestly just a motivation of, I now have a different idea about where I want to put the villagers. So yeah, we'll do that probably later. In the meantime, we come downstairs. I've got 4 villagers set up. I just moved this fellow down, and we have these 3 fellows here in their locations. They're all, none of them have been traded with yet. But I'll start trading with them once I can. Main reason we got the librarian here is, actually we have 2 reasons for the librarian trader here. They're not quite yet a librarian, but once they become a librarian, they've got 2 purposes. I've got this temporary, actually this might be more long-term. These might be long-term farms, but I've got a sugarcane farm here, so that I can make a lot of paper to trade with the librarian for. And then once I get these guys up to their 2nd level, so right next here, I'll be able to start trading iron. And now that we got that big iron farm, I find that to be a much easier way, honestly, of getting a ton of emeralds than this pumpkin and melon farm. Yeah, so we'll wait for the day to come, and then I'll hopefully start making some emeralds. As I'm re-rolling these, I'm starting to think that it'd be wise if I get this sort of trade. If I think I take this one, this means that in the future I can get bookshelves easier, which would make it easier to get more librarians. So I think, yeah, we're locking this in, and we'll start trading with these other guys. I'm not sure about the weaponsmith trade at the moment, but yeah, we'll start doing this. I guess this means I need to get a lot more paper for the moment, because yeah, I need to upgrade one of these 2, and it's looking like it's going to be the toolsmith. And that's a lot of trades I'm going to have to make, so I need to get a lot of paper. As I wait on getting enough sugarcane, I think an idea has just come to me that I kind of want like a farmhouse. So I'm just gonna dig that out right here. I think we're gonna move these crops down underground for a bit. They're not going to be automatic. I think later they could be automatic with, villagers and whatnot, but at the moment I'm kind of okay with manually harvesting these. I'm going to build, I think, a farmhouse right about here and then connect that to the underground um, passageway system that I'm building up. So we're going to do that. And to oh my goodness. Hi. Um, ow. All right. Um, I'm not in a safe space, am I? Nope. Oh, oh. Um, what do I do? Other than die. Okay, the answer is die. That was not the goal. Okay, so when I left, I was originally planning to build a farmhouse, but as you can see, it's kind of more like a farm tower at this point. It's, there's not really any storage space in here, which is kind of what I was planning. I kind of am having a storage issue right now, kind of run out of storage space, but I still think this is a kind of cool little tower. What it does do is we come in and we have this one little floor up here. It doesn't go much further up. I could potentially continue making it go further up. And maybe I'll do that in the future. But right now, it mostly just provides another way down into these underground tunnels that I'm working on. I think I'll put a farm in here later. One of the things I'm realizing that's stopping me from doing that is I want to make these semi-automatic or maybe entirely automatic with some pistons and observers. That's something that's holding me off from kind of digging this out back here and decorating a little bit further. Similarly, I'm not really decorating this area right now. Right here's where I'm going to put the nether portal so that we can go to the nether next episode. So I think start of next episode, I'm going to go get some nether materials and we'll see. Maybe I'll spend the whole of the next episode in the nether. In the meantime, over here, I have fully upgraded all these villagers. Our librarian gives us literally just gear and stuff. They don't really give any books. There's no books for me to acquire from them, no enchanted books, so they're not yet an overpowered resource, but they're helpful because they get me glass. These guys, on the other hand, do give me full diamond gear and tools. I can get some diamond axes, pickaxes, my armor, and a sword. So currently I've got some of the key tools and such. Right now the big caveat is they don't really accept, like I can't trade with them extensively. They lock up pretty quickly at the moment. Now with that, I maybe can get myself some more armor. So we're gonna start with the helmet, get some of these, and with that, I am fully kitted out with diamond gear. We got some basic enchants on here. They're not necessarily going to be like enchants you want in the long term, but they're okay. And during the night during that one night that I showed in the clip, I got attacked by the zombie on the zombie horse, and they actually came down here and suffocated right on this pillar, allowing me to kind of have this nice zombie horse without, the issue of actually trying to fight for them. So I think we'll have to get a saddle and some armor for them so that maybe they don't die in the sun and I could potentially write about them. That said, we're about done with this episode. So far today, I built a villager breeder, some more temporary farms, this temporary iron farm over here, and those villager trading area. Today was mostly a lot of temporary stuff, but we kind of went from really no armor or tools beyond stone tools to now fully iron if I want it, and even diamond. So I hope you'll stick around till next time, and I'll see you when we go to the nether.